Good morning, everybody. I'm late for my own stream. My apologies. I was pulling up an Evelyn Boswell article I just found to be prepared. So let me find the chat on my phone. Got my little phone stand with me this morning. Let's see. I think I need to wear a microphone. Let me hook that up in a second. Find my damn video. Okay. Live chat. Crystal, Morgan, good morning. Morgan, I don't know how in the world your wrench was gone. I thought you had it. I gave you one, and Mel messaged me, and I went and looked, and in the chat it showed a wrench beside your name, but I pressed the dots anyways, and it said add moderator. So that told me you was unwrenched, so I gave it back. They usually say something when I take wrenches, and I hardly ever do that. Y'all know I got about 30 moderators. I really do need to narrow it down to like about 5, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so I've not done it. So let me see if I can get my mic hooked up here on my Chromebook. Okay. It should be hooked up. It is. Okay, so we're going to talk about Evelyn Boswell. I'm going to give y'all a little update about Fotis, and we're going to be talking about Lori Vallow in an email. I just found out about it. Yeah, no wrench on my side. I was just worried someone did something to you and it wasn't me. What hurt my feelings? Well, no, I need to narrow it down to like people that come in the chat, on a regular basis. It's just I've had some moderators for a long time. I see them around, but they don't chat much in my chat, But I just hate to hurt anybody's feelings, basically. Did y'all have a good weekend? Y'all never believe how I spent my weekend. I spent most of Saturday binge watching RuPaul's Drag Race last season's. And then I watched the new episode that came out Friday night after I binge watched last season. Hey, Amber. Lisa, you wouldn't hurt me, CC. No, I'm not talking about y'all that come in here. There's just like I've got a lot of wrenches out that people don't come in a lot or ever. And I don't know. I just feel weird taking wrenches. People get hurt feelings over it, so I've just not done it. I took a few a while back. This time slot happens to be exactly when I start my work day. Oh, Morgan, I'm sorry. Hey, Kimmy. Good morning. Tremaine, the professor. You changed your name again. Hello, beautiful Sissy, sweet potato pie. You're a Romeo, aren't you, Tremaine? Got a slick tongue, ladies. Oh, so anyways, that's basically what I did. I cleaned out Annabelle's stall yesterday, her little shed, and that's about it. I like Tremaine's name, the professor. It's cool. When I see your name, I think about the Nutty Professor movie sometimes. Oh, so the Evelyn Boswell case. Y'all know the grandmother, Angela, made bond. And boy, did she have a bitchy attitude towards reporters. Now, I know that one reporter in the video looked like that she touched her, just maybe like a tap, like, hey, trying to get your attention, lady. And she's like, get your hands off of me. I mean, I could understand saying, hey, look, back up off of me, please. You know, and then make a statement about my missing granddaughter. But she didn't do that. I mean, it shows a lot about her and the family and how she raised Megan. And I've got some information on that. Every time I pull up that article, all of a sudden, it stays up and then damn coronavirus article comes up. I don't want to read about that. Let me give it time to load up. But I found this article just put out a few minutes ago by US Today. And it's, kind of an article describing like the dynamics of that family. I'm not going to screen share it because it always freezes. I'm just going to read it. See, I already had it pulled up, but it just like, oh my gosh. Every time you try to pull something up while you're streaming, it will not load. So I'm going to use my phone and not be able to see the chat for a second, okay? Hey to everybody that came in if I didn't say hey. So let me find it because nothing wants to load on this damn thing. It's so annoying. USA Today. See, on my phone, it's not wanting to find the same article. And that is annoying. But it was telling about Angela Boswell gave birth to Megan when she was 16. And I am determined to find this. Y'all bear with me. Okay. Now, I have found it if it will let me scroll. Okay, there's the scroll thing. Okay, so scroll, damn it. Jesus. I never have this problem loading stuff up on my Chromebook until I am live streaming on it. And then I try to pull something else up, you know what I mean? It doesn't want to do it, but this is by USA Today. It says, a rocky start. Angela Boswell was just 16 when she gave birth to Tommy Boswell Sr.'s first son, Tommy Jr., in 1993. So Megan's got a brother. A background check shows Tommy racked up an assault charge in Sullivan County a few months after the boy's birth. Pray that this scrolls, y'all. But the specific details on the arrest are no longer available. A Tennessee Bureau of Investigation report shows he was convicted of misdemeanor assault a year later in that case. Well, that's his past. I don't see how that's relevant. Months later, records show an angry Tommy Boswell Sr. showed up at the home of his wife's father, David Lynn Jones. Jones would later tell authorities Tommy Boswell Sr. accused his son of theft and had been drinking when he sped away in his Chevy Camaro. Less than 3 minutes later, Jones stated the power went off at his house, a warrant stated. Okay. It scrolled too much. So I think it's what happened. Let me find it. Is he hit a light pole. It says the power went out at his house. Okay, Angela Boswell was with David Jones and claimed her husband called her minutes later to say he'd crashed the Camaro and ran away. She initially told authorities she was driving, but under prodding by Jones, later insisted she lied to protect her husband. Tommy Boswell Sr. refused to return to the crash scene, but eventually paid a fine for leaving the scene of an accident. Less than 2 years after that incident, Tommy Boswell Sr. was angry again, this time because another man was inside his home with his wife, according to an affidavit of complaint. Well, she was probably cheating on him. It says the conflict continues. It was a cold February morning in 2012 when Brandon Yates and Angela Boswell awakened to shouts from outside the Muddy Creek home in which they had been sleeping. Angela Boswell was naked and said she could hear her husband's truck and his voice outside. When Brandon Yates went to the door, the Boswell's son, Tommy Jr., threatened him with some type of wooden club and told him to come outside. Arrest warrant stay. Yates did, heading down the steep driveway leading to the exit of the Boswell family compound. They lived on a compound? Crap, it scrolled. See, that's what happens. I'll be reading. Okay. Brandon said he was about halfway down the driveway to Muddy Creek Road when he observed a gray colored Chevrolet pickup truck with Tommy's paving on the side heading straight for him. Brandon stated that he was in fear for his life and he began running towards a fence that was in the yard. It continued. Brandon stated that he was unable to outrun the truck and was struck by the vehicle and was flipped over the hood and landed on the driveway. Wow. He later told Sullivan County deputies Tommy Boswell Sr., his son, and a third identified man surrounded him, kicking and punching him before he broke free and ran to a neighbor's house for help. When detectives called Tommy Boswell Sr., he confessed the three of us did work him over, but hung up, a warrant stated. The two Boswell men, Tommy Jr. was 19 by then, were arrested. Seven months later, a reunited Tommy Boswell Sr. and his wife celebrated the birth of another son, Elijah. Tommy Boswell Sr. and his son soon struck plea deals in the Yates assault and got probation. But it didn't take long for trouble to erupt once again in the Boswell home. Let me look at the chat because I've got this pulled up on my Chromebook. This is a crazy family, KDF. It really is. At first, I was like, why is this relevant? Well, this is why Megan has turned out the way that she is. Let me disconnect this Bluetooth headset. I don't know if it's working anyways. Yeah, I'm glad that somebody has done an article about this because this explains a lot about why Megan is the way she is. It's no excuse for the baby being, not being reported missing. But it shows she was from a messed up family. Crap, what happened to the article? See, that's what I'm saying. You'll be reading it, and then all of a sudden, it goes to something else, but I'll find it back. Okay, right here it is. Okay, divorce and reconciliation. It's the next little paragraph. If we can get it to scroll here. Okay. Oh, I'm scrolling the wrong way. Okay. Angela Boswell filed for divorce from her husband in September 2014, 2 months before Elijah's first birthday. How does he know Elijah belongs to him if she was shacked up with this Yates guy? Okay. Angela Boswell filed for divorce from her husband in 2014, 2 months before Elijah's first birthday. Megan Boswell was 13. She wanted custody of both. She got the divorce over with a year later in an agreed settlement entered at a hearing Tommy Boswell Sr. didn't attend. A year later, the couple were celebrating another birth, Charlotte Boswell. By the time Charlotte was 2 years old, the Boswells were again in turmoil. So they got divorced and hooked back up. It seems like to me she screwed around on him. Should have been DNA testing. It was early fall 2018 and the Boswells were separated again. Angela Boswell was shuffling the three children, a pregnant Megan plus Elijah and Charlotte, between the Muddy Creek compound, her father's home in Kingsport, and an apartment in Johnson City, Tennessee. Her driver's license was suspended. The tags on her car were expired. Police repeatedly stopped her, often finding her children unrestrained, records show. She was repeatedly jailed. Tommy Boswell Sr. insisted she was endangering their children, including Megan, and asked a judge to award custody to him. We're going to read what he said to the judge. Okay. Angela Boswell is currently in jail. Tommy Boswell Sr. wrote in a petition for a restraining order against her. She has stated that she is out for blood and she will get revenge on me when she is released from jail. I am in fear for myself and my children, Megan, Elijah, and Charlotte Boswell, he wrote. She is using illegal drugs in front of our children. She is exposing our children to criminals. Seems like this guy, Tommy Boswell, seemed like he was violent because, like, here he is married to this woman and she's out, like, screwing around with other people. Not taking care of the kids. Okay. Tommy Boswell Sr. won his request and moved the children back to Muddy Creek. Angela Boswell, nabbed trying to sneak stimulant pills into jail, was behind bars when Megan's baby Evelyn was born. Title of this next paragraph is "And a New Life." Let me see what y'all saying before I get into it. This is like a damn soap opera, y'all, reading this. I mean, it really is. It's like a damn soap opera. It's like a bad Lifetime movie. When you see these sad stories of these mothers out dragging their kids around everywhere, around criminals, probably pedophiles, drug dealers' houses. The Taco Podcast. Hey, that's cool. That's Will, isn't it? Hey, Will. Yeah, this is like a soap opera, faithful one. Okay, now we're going to get to Evelyn's father. Evelyn's father, Ethan Perry, joined the military before she was born. So far, he has remained largely silent about her disappearance. There isn't much known about the relationship between Ethan and Megan Boswell, when it began and when it ended. Photographs of Evelyn suggest she and her mom were living at the Boswell family compound with Megan Boswell's two younger siblings at some point before she disappeared. Why do they keep saying compound? I mean, they make it sound like, I don't know, that's just weird. The way it keeps saying compound. Why not just say residence? Why use the word compound? Curious about that. Okay, so they were living at the compound before she disappeared. Tommy Boswell Sr. operates with Tommy Jr., a paving company from the compound, which now includes 3 manufactured homes, a double bay garage, a work shed, and a stable of dump trucks, heavy equipment, personal vehicles. So it is a compound. A Sullivan County Sheriff's Office captain says Elijah and Charlotte are living there now with Tommy Sr. So it is a damn compound. Okay. It's kind of weird. I mean, that's not uncommon for families to have different homes on one piece of land here. Like, it's like that in my family too, but it's not a damn compound. Okay. Angela Boswell was continuing to rack up arrests. In 2019 for shoplifting and driving offenses. Sometimes she told authorities she was living at Muddy Creek. Other times she listed her father's address or the Kingsport apartment. I thought they said it was Johnson City apartment earlier. Maybe she had another one, Kingsport. Megan Boswell, what does it say? Lamented in September 2019 in a Facebook post that her life was tough, but Evelyn made it bearable. You know what I think is so weird? Megan's old Facebook, she shared missing persons cases, posts about it. And now her daughter is missing. She's the prime suspect, my eyes, my opinion. Okay, this is what she said. I'm not the best mom in the world, but I try so hard for this little beauty, she wrote. I can't even explain the love I feel for her, and I know she loves me too. Lately, my life's been really sucky, but she'll come reach for me and say, Mom, Mom, and my heart melts, and I'm reminded of her unconditional love. Yeah, and look how you done her, you bitch. You can say whatever you want about me being a young mom, but I promise you my life is so much better with this angel, she wrote. My life wasn't ruined when I had her. She gave me a purpose and a reason to wake up every day and to do better myself. There's no love like the love from your child. 5 months later, Megan Boswell hasn't explained where her little angel is. That is all for show. She posted that all for show. Make people think she was a good mom. But really, when she posted this, she was probably thinking the exact opposite of what she wrote. Truth be told, that's my opinion. I think it's really strange that she must have been into true crime. She followed missing persons cases. Well, let's see. It took me a second to figure out you're the Taco Podcast, but I remembered. Let me let my dog in. Come on. Sorry, I hadn't let my dog in. For some reason, I thought I was live streaming from my phone. I was still talking there. I forgot I'm just watching the chat on my phone. Don't y'all think that's strange, though? That she used to share missing persons cases on a Facebook, and now her daughter's gone? Oh, it's okay, Will. I know how it is. Sometimes I'll be on my other channel, Sonny's. She probably posted it thinking it would make her look less guilty, even though it doesn't. No. If she loved her child, she would have, and her mother had took her baby from her, she would have called police. Now, it looks like she had a rough upbringing, but you know what? A lot of people do. I did. Many others have. And they don't do crap like this. They do say you're a product of your environment. I get that. But I don't think it's an excuse. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to feel like that. I had a rough upbringing and stuff. It was very traumatic and stuff. I had a traumatic adult life too, but I love my son more than anything in this world. I just couldn't imagine him going missing and not reporting him missing. What is wrong with her? She couldn't love Evelyn. Lady, could you please quit licking? Sorry, guys. Many have had terrible upbringings and become wonderful parents. I know. And there's many young parents that are awesome parents. Talking teenage parents, and they're still good parents. Just think back in the old days, people had their kids young. They'd get married, 14, 15 years old back in the day, and they'd raise a family, and they was good parents. It was usually the girl that young, and the boy at least probably 18. I think my granny was about 14 or 15 when she got married. Back then, it was acceptable. Now it's not. I can't believe they'd let them get married that young back then. But it's a different time period. Oh my God, I was 17, never left my baby with anyone. She was on my hip 24/7. Yeah, my mom had a baby at 16. And you know what? She had a baby that was sick. My oldest brother, he had asthma real bad. And he was in the hospital all the time. Like, he was in the hospital so much, like when he started kindergarten, that he failed kindergarten. Yeah, my mom would sit up with him all night. And sometimes his doctor would come in there and sit with him too. His doctor was real close with him. But my brother grew out of that asthma as he got older. But, she was a young mother and had all that going on. She did a good job with him. Meow meow. Leanne. How are y'all? Maybe she was reading them to figure out how to make her daughter seem to be missing. Yeah. Maybe she's thinking no body, no crime. I'm sure her upbringing's got a lot to do with this somehow, but I guess. I don't know. I just got mixed feelings about that. I don't know how to explain it. I get that's going to make her messed up in the head, I guess is what I'm saying. But it's still no excuse. I think a lot of people that's had bad upbringings and, become adults and have good lives. I forgot what I was saying. Crap. My mind went blank because this case gets me so aggravated. Oh, yeah. They just tell themselves, hey, I don't want to be like my parents. That's what I've always told myself. Hey, I want to be like my mother because my mom's like real bitchy and stuff, She don't got a lot of compassion and stuff for people, like I do. She's just different, So I always tell myself, hey, I am not going to be like that. And I wasn't. I don't really have any compassion for people that don't report their kids missing, at all. Usually they have mommy issues. Yeah. I wonder how much her boyfriend knows. Hunter Wood. her alleged boyfriend. He acted like they didn't have a serious relationship, but that's not true. They gave Angela Boswell a BMW. I'm hoping this don't turn out to be a case where we never find out what happened to baby Evelyn. I've been thinking about that. I hope this is not like John Bonet. Like they knew where John Bonet's body was, right? They never really could figure out who did that to her. What happened? If she's really a gypsy, she has reported her child missing. Among the gypsies, they usually take care of their own problems. Yeah, well, gypsies are great mothers and housewives. You know, they take pride in taking good care of their children and their husband and in their home. So I don't know what happened to her. They seem like they're hardworking people. Tina Belcher, good morning. Haven't got to catch a live in months. Hey, CC, you still watching Bob's Burgers, girl? Okay, let me see if this said anything else. Okay, we just read what she posted on Facebook. Is that the end of it? Damn, I was hoping there was more. That was a lot, though. So, we know Angela Boswell was a shitty mother. Yeah, we're going to mom shame her in a little bit. I usually don't do that, but, you know, look what kind of role model Megan had. No wonder she turned out like this. I think Bert killed John Bonet with the train track and the dad covered it up. I believe there was a lot of sex abuse in that home. Do you think she was? I don't know who killed John Bonet. I really don't. That case is so confusing. That one woman is still doing videos about John Bonet. She's been doing them for months. Linda Loves Music. You talk about obsessed with the case. She's obsessed. Which, that's her. She wants to do it, but what do you think about Lloyd saying they were making payments on the car, but the grandfather said that Hunter gave the car to them? Oh, McLeod? I didn't know about that, Amber. So McLeod said they were making payments on the BMW, but the grandfather said that Hunter gave the car to them. I don't know what to think about that. I think they're all, maybe they all schemed to steal that car from the owner somehow. And it was planned for them to come up and give the car to Angela in front of David Jones. I don't know. Just a theory, just a thought. I don't know. They're all liars. That family is effed up in the head. Now, I don't know about the grandfather. He seemed like a good old person to me, but of course he's going to defend his daughter. He was defending his daughter over his granddaughter. Y'all heard him. I mean, that could have been a plan, Amber, because to explain the car to her dad. They could have all had that plan for them to drive up and give the car to her in front of him so he could be a witness or something. I don't know. Marsha, you feeling better, girl? Glad you made it. I need to get more sugar. She comes in here. Girl, you and my husband would get along good. He's been following that coronavirus. That's why I really don't watch about it, because he goes on and on. Oh my gosh. It's scary though. And I try not to think about those things. Oh my goodness. I started watching your live stream this morning and I got distracted, but I'm going to go back and watch it. When the Watts case happened, I never seen any kind of obsession with the case like that. There are people making videos still today, and I'm not trying to be rude, but move on. Yes, move on, and unless I don't know, unless your viewers are asking for the videos, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it's done and over with unless there's something new, or I don't know. Some people's just still wants to see videos about it, I guess. I don't know. I was just at my MD's and she wanted to talk about it. Oh, Marcia. Oh, my hubby, he's stocked up on hand sanitizer and everything. He's always watching, Fox News channel. Oh, so we need to get to the Lori Vallow's case. Is what we need to get to, because I came across this article about this weird email that Charles Vallow got before his death, a few months before his death. And let's see, how did it go? Let me find it. There was an email sent, and it said it was sent by Charles Vallow, but it wasn't Charles. Let me find it. This case is so crazy. Let me see if I can find it. I'm actually going to look on my phone real quick, because it'll just be quicker than me trying to pull it up on my Chromebook. It was really interesting. I think there's a YouTube video we could listen about it, and it would explain it to y'all better. Yeah, let's do it that way. We'll just play the audio. Hey, it's under the fair use thing. We can play audio. So let me get to my YouTube, and this video will explain it. They were setting this up. They were planning to get rid of Charles for sure. Make sure I got my volume all the way up. I am. Okay.
As J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan have been missing from Rexburg for nearly 6 months.
Their mother, Lori Vallow, is in a Hawaii jail awaiting her extradition to Idaho. Tonight, we're learning Arizona police are investigating a suspicious email tied to the death of Lori's late husband, Charles Vallow. Garna Mihejo, with our sister station in Salt Lake City, KSL, has the story.
Chad Daybell describes what can be considered a happy marriage to his wife, Tammy Daybell, in the September 2015 post and pictures on his website.
Yeah, right.
The Daybells' marriage lasted 28 years until 49-year-old Tammy's death on October 19th of last year. Tammy was buried 3 days later, and 11 days after that, 51-year-old Chad remarried in Kauai to 46-year-old Lori Vallow on November 5th. Lori's own husband, Charles Vallow, had recently died as well on July 12th. He was shot and killed in Arizona by Lori's older brother, Alex Cox, who claimed self-defense. Lori and their 2 children, Tylee and JJ, were also home. Chandler police are investigating Charles's death and this email obtained by KSL, which Charles allegedly sent on June 29th to his other brother-in-law, Adam Cox.
Very suspicious, and it draws various questions that we would need to ask Lori and Tylee and possibly Chad and try to get to the bottom of it.
In his message to Adam, Charles claims that Lori created an email alias for him and sent a letter the previous day to Chad Daybell, inviting him to visit Arizona to write a book. Charles suspected Lori wrote the letter pretending to be him. The letter says in part, "I would gladly fly you down here early next week. You could stay in our guest room like before. I hate to take you away from your family, but I would definitely make it worth your time. With admiration, Charles." Going back to his message to Adam, Charles continues, "I'm not sure of the relationship with her and Chad Daybell, but they're up to something. She will not explain it. I'm going to send it to Chad Daybell's wife. Her name is Tammy. I found her email address on their website, too. I've got her cell phone number, too. Chandler police are also working closely with the other agencies in charge of Tammy's suspicious death investigation and Lori's missing children, JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. They're considering sending detectives to question Lori after her extradition back to Idaho.
I most likely think they probably will at least try to interview her again. But we would love to sit down and talk to Lori.
Now, we have a link to this story.
Can y'all believe this crap? Look, so I got a suspicion that Tammy Daybell knew maybe that Chad and Lori were messing around. What if Charles Vallow did contact her? Wait, I see a Cat Melody. Thank you for the great coverage. Hit thumbs up. Oh, thank you so much. Cute picture, by the way. Oh my God, you can actually see the super chats on StreamYards now. Wow, what an improvement. Thank you so much. Cute name, by the way. That is so weird that she created an account in Charles's name. I'd rather just play audio and explain it to y'all because this case is so freaking complicated. I also found another article. It said Lori Vallow's husband emailed her in early 2019 about 7 missions to accomplish together. And they're talking about Chad Daybell emailed Lori in early 2019 about 7 missions to accomplish together. Let's listen to this and see what it says. Let me turn up my volume a second. Let me turn my YouTube off. Uh-oh. Okay, let me let this play. I guess I could have read it, but... Okay, get over advertisement. Jesus.
As for Fox 10 News at 9, I'm Linda. Matt is off tonight. First on Fox, here's a question. Did a religious group's beliefs lead to the disappearances of 2 kids with ties to Arizona? Tonight, an exclusive look into the digital footprints left by Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, the mother and stepfather of JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan.
He ain't their stepfather.
Fox 10's Justin Lum has obtained new documents that show they may have influenced Vallow a long time ago. Justin.
Well, Linda, we know through multiple sources that Lori Vallow had read Chad Daybell's fictional doomsday books. She had been reading them for years, and last year, Lori's husband at the time, Charles Vallow, discovered multiple emails from Chad to Lori with information he found concerning. He warned his family 5 months before Lori's brother shot and killed him, claiming self-defense. But now we're hearing from author Julie Rowe. She was excommunicated by the LDS Church. Chad was her former publisher. She's one of the few who understand Chad's thinking.
When I knew him and was working with him, I did not view him as a cult leader because he never was like that when I was around him.
Author Julie Rowe reveals what she knows about her former publisher, Chad Daybell. They met through an End of Times forum online called Another Voice of Warning in 2014. Rowe would go on to write books about visions she says she had after her near-death experience. Chad claimed to have similar experiences and spoke about them at events.
He talked about his near-death experience and the visions he's had about mostly what's coming to Idaho and Utah.
That's where Lori Vallow enters the picture. Not only did she read Chad's books for years, they finally met. And by October 2018, Chad started emailing the married woman and mother of JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. The emails include documents attached. This one from January 2019. It's called The 7 Missions to Accomplish Together. The plan details translating ancient records, writing a book about it, identifying locations in Arizona for white camps, the presidency of the Church of Firstborn, establish food distribution as the tribulations start, ordain individuals to translation, and provide supplies to righteous members of families. Julie says she had distanced herself from Chad at this point. She thinks his beliefs evolved into something off base, and the information he gave Lori is false.
and he thinks that he has some kind of priesthood authority or sealing power that has been given to him to perform ordinances, and he has no business messing with any of this.
By September 2019, Lori moved her kids JJ and Tylee to Rexburg, Idaho. By November, she was married to Chad in Kauai.
I think it's a partnership that they went into. She went into it willingly, and I think he is very accountable for the things that he's said and done to her and other people.
Meanwhile, the deaths of Lori's former husband, her brother, and Chad's first wife are under investigation. JJ and Tylee still missing, and their mother is in jail.
What do y'all think about that? I think they had all this planned out. Tammy Daybell's death, Charles Vallow's, and they used Alex Cox to do their dirty work. My dog's crying, y'all. Let me see what she wants. She was crying during that video, and I was trying to ignore her. Oh, okay. My hubby's leaving, and she's crying about that. She thinks she's supposed to go everywhere with him. I mean, it seems like they really thought that Jesus Christ is coming back in July 2020. And they needed their spouses out of the way. I think one reason Tylee and JJ disappeared is because they witnessed Charles Vallow's death. They were witnesses. They know the truth of what happened. They could have possibly told someone. So they had to disappear. Chad Daybell was confronted by a woman in a thrift store the other day. Come on, lady. Gosh, y'all are so annoying. And she asked him where the kids were at, right? Why they just couldn't produce the kids. And he's like, it's more complicated than that. And by what he said, leads you to believe that they're stashed somewhere, but I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about that. Yeah, it'll make a good movie. Oh my gosh, guys, this dog's killing me crying. Let me see. I was going to tell y'all something about Fotis Dulos real quick before I get off here. I'm going to have to get off here and see what this crazy dog wants. So the state is wanting the case dropped against Fotis Dulos, but Norm Pattis doesn't want the case dropped. He wants to prove that Fotis is innocent. Now, allegedly in Fotis' suicide note, he said that Norm Pattis could prove his innocence and explain the trash bags that were discarded on Albany Avenue. Uh-oh. I just got a notification about Casey Anthony. Goodness gracious. Yeah. I would like to see the evidence that Norm Pattis has myself. Because all the evidence they have, it points to Fotis Dulos being responsible for Jennifer's disappearance and murder. I mean, they got his DNA and stuff mixed in with her blood. Yeah, his lawyer, Marcia, Norm Pattis, he wants the case to proceed. He wants, Fotis is not here, so he's going to replace Fotis with Fotis' estate. Somehow, it is so crazy. You got to look it up and read about it. But yeah, he wants to proceed with it to prove that Fotis is innocent and to clear his name. He's a Fruit Loop. Norm Pattis is. I got news for him. He is one of the reasons that Fotis started getting so much heat through the media because of the statements he would give. Like Jennifer was responsible for her own disappearance. and stuff, the Gone Girl theory and stuff. He made Fotis look worse, in my opinion. I would not want him representing me, making statements for me. I was going to see what this said about Casey Anthony before I got off here. Something about she resurfaces. But it's not saying where. It's one of those Samsung internet notifications, and it wants you to push next, next, next to keep getting the info. And I'm not going to sit here and do that. So, anyways, isn't one of Fotis's employees in jail too? Well, his former attorney and friend, Kent Malwhenney, he's still in jail. He's got that conspiracy to commit murder, and then he's in trouble for raping his estranged wife. Yeah. He got his law license took. I think Fotis and him were planning, they were both going to kill their wives. But they only went through with Jennifer's because Kent's wife was suspicious when Fotis started contacting her. Hell, she had never met Fotis. And he's trying to arrange meetings and get her out to his Farmington residence. Said that her and Kent could use one of their rooms. I mean, it's crazy. This will be a Lifetime movie also, for sure. Well, guys, I am going to get off here, see what this crazy dog wants. She drives me crazy. She's a freaking diva, y'all. She is. Thanks for chatting with me. I appreciate it, and I will see y'all in the morning. Yep, they were all nuts. Yeah, Paige, I totally agree. I hate I have to jump off, but she will start howling if I don't go see what she wants. And my hubby just cranked his Jeep, so she's not going to be happy. Anyways, I love y'all. See y'all in the morning. Peace.